Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another gameplay video. This time, you guys asked for it, you got it. We've got a Surge Goku deck on the bottom side of the screen, which is what I'm playing, and then we have Danny on the top playing the new Mono Blue Trunk strategy. I haven't showcased the Trunk strategy yet on the channel, so I wanted to bring that here for you guys. And it actually ends up being a pretty close game, so let's see what happens here. Guys, when you're here, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so there's a video. If you want to help support the channel, many free ways to do that during these trying times. If you want to buy the cards you see or pre-order any of the cards you see in today's video, you can always use my link in the description to TCG Player. It really helps out the channel a lot. That being said, here we are on my turn 2. I did luckily get to go first. We did play a few games. There were a few wins back and forth, so it seems like a pretty 50-50 matchup depending on, just different skill levels and different techs and whatnot. So it is a pretty good game. I did have to speed up the gameplay a bit here because Danny takes forever to play the game. So hopefully I'll be able to keep up with it. So looking at the turn 2 here. So one of the crazy things I noticed here was that you really have to keep a lot of energy open for defense because you can't really interact with the unison cards. Like, for example, Raiders Warcry here. Let's say Danny attacked the leader first. I could have Raiders Warcry to tap the one-drop Goku. He makes the right play and attacks the Goku first. But now that he plays a unison card, which I think is coming up right here, Warcry doesn't do anything to the unison card. So that's actually a form of his attacks that I can't really stop with like one of my value defense cards. The only thing that I really have that can shut off like his whole turn more or less is Topo. And of course he could have different answers to Topo, so keeping that in mind. Now the Kai here is pretty detrimental to the Trunk strategy. It lets him basically go through his life and replace it with cards in his hand. So you'll see the Vegeta Blaze of Passion in his energy and the Bulma as well. There's those two cards and a Goku that he will always want in his energy. Sorry, I accidentally untapped all there. But anyways, he wants to put those cards in his energy, so the Kai lets him put them there pretty easily. So going into my turn 3 here, we're going to start putting pressure on with the Bardock Raiders Warcry. And actually, so in most matchups, you're going to end up attacking with your battle cards first. It's kind of how it just works out. But against blue, especially mono blue, you don't really have to worry about that too much. One thing you actually might want to worry about is the Zamasu super combo, because even though these decks are mono blue, there's no reason they can't play multicolor super combos, and Zamasu is one of the strongest super combos out there. So we're going to go red-yellow super combo to remove the Goku. I don't want to KO it, and doing this way allows me to do that. So we're going to go Beerus onto the board with the red-yellow super combo. Looks like I don't have Heartfelt Plea in hand, so I can't go for that play. But getting rid of his Gokus and Vegetas is still pretty value, because if I force him to use the Gokus and Vegetas in his energy, it means he's going to have to really ramp up to drop his whole Vegito combo. So if you guys don't know, the 5-drop Vegito in the deck fuses for free if he has 4 or more energy, and he can use Vegetas and Gokus in the energy to fuse, but that'll mean he has to have 6 energy to then EX evolve into the next Vegito. So the thing with Trunks compared to like Zamasu is they don't necessarily ramp as hard. They do ramp, but it's kind of conditional. Like you see here, I'm attacking his Unison card. Even though his leader is Awaken, I'm attacking his Unison card because I don't want to give him the chance of even getting any value off of his life. So I do knock a Unison marker off of his Unison card. He does have the Trunks to bounce my Beerus back to my hand, so he gets to keep his Vegeta. And it's a really weird play. Like, I don't have the appropriate energy to then Beerus again. Like, I could have Awakened and then drop Beerus, but I definitely don't want to tap out. And it's not really that worth it to kill the Vegeta. I have other ways I can deal with the Vegeta. So now, going into Danny's third turn, we will see what goes on. He's going to charge Senzu Bean. Probably a good call. I don't think Senzu Bean is like super important in this matchup. But now he has a lot of energy to work with. One thing he could do here is he could use his leader effect, the Pay 2 blue, and that can actually remove the Raiders Warcry. And that's actually a really good play because he can then, for example, let's say he has the appropriate energy to fusion to that Vegito. He could then, tap those Vegetas and Gokus that he gets from his life into his energy if he happens to get them there, and then tap them for that ability of the leader to remove my Bardock, and then, or any battle card I have at any moment, because he's not going to do that this turn. But that basically gives him value before he fuses off a Goku and Vegeta. So he is going to tap 2 here to bottom deck my Bardock. That will also allow him to untap an energy at the end of this turn. So kind of like a free removal, kind of. The Kai will also allow him to untap an energy at the end of the turn as well if he uses the effect, which it looks like he did. So I am going to combo out of this. I am at 3 life already, and that's what I was talking about. It's really hard to efficiently defend against these Unison decks when you're a deck like Surge Goku, for example. Like, I don't want to Awaken. I would prefer to really get a Heartfelt Plea play off, But the other thing there too is Danny's deck, or the, these used decks in general that have the counterplay cards like the SS Trunks he used on me earlier. That is a 1 card free answer to my SS4 Heartfelt play. So that actually hurts quite a bit. It's actually pretty crazy. So it looks like we're not going to combo anything into this. We do have 4 energy open. Probably keeping that open for defense, to be quite honest, because again, I'm at a low life total. I'm at 2 life here. I do have 1 more card in my hand than Danny, but that doesn't really matter too much. So it's looking a little bit rough for Surge Goku here. He's going to go in with a Vegeta first. He can afford to attack with all his battle cards first because Unipatora, the battle cards comes in active mode, so that doesn't really matter. I am going to go with the Raider's War Cry here just to get a body onto the board. Now I basically say, hey, you can fuse off if you want, which he doesn't really have the Goku to do so maybe not. But regardless, if you want to get rid of my Bardock, I'm going to make you spend energy for it. I do draw the card off the Bardock too, so that helps out a bit. He's going to go leader into leader. Thinking about comboing the Bardock, but I think the the Topo. I think the Topo is the better play here. I can't afford. He has 4 more energy open. I can't really afford to deal with any more of his onslaughts. I could have really Topo the first attack to stop his leader draw, since he did attack with the Vegeta first. But I did want to get the body onto the board. I do need to start generating a board because his leader does answer my 1 battle card per turn pretty efficiently. So here in this scenario, getting 2 battle cards onto the board feels pretty good. Although Topoing the Vegeta swing, I don't think would have been very bad either. We're going to see what Danny opts to do here. Going to pay 2 to bounce the Bardock to the bottom of the deck. Looks like he's thinking about paying 2 for something else. Maybe not. So he's going to end turn, and he's going to untap 1 off of his leader, and it's going to go to my turn 5 here. So we're going to go Topo into Vegeta. Again, just want to clear his board. He doesn't have a Goku in the energy. So clearing his board is pretty good here to prevent him from fusing efficiently. We're going to go leader into Unison card, because why not, really? He does negate with the Vegeta. That Vegeta is a unique, so he waited for the first Vegeta to get cleared. Now he has the same Vegeta on the board in active mode, so that's pretty good in terms of defense. What I've noticed with these blue decks, too, is like, especially when you're playing a Unison-based deck, sometimes Ultra Instinct Kamehameha is not like the best defensive card because you can't use it to save your Unison cards and you can't use it to combo with your Unison cards. So just stacking the deck with negates like this Vegeta or like the blue Master Roshi from Draft Box 5, those are pretty good options. So I'm pretty much passing turn with all my energy up. I am at a very low life total. I can't really afford to get too ballsy with my energy. So we're going to see what Danny is opting to do here. Again, no Gokus in the energy, and that's because, again, I am not attacking his leader. My leader does not have to attack his leader, so that does feel pretty good. We're going to go Bardock. Again, accidentally untapped all there. We're going to play Bardock on defense here. Now, leader going into leader. And we're just going to go with Topo again. So I do generate a board. Now I have 3 battle cards on the board, of which he can only answer 1 with his leader, but who knows what other cards he'll play this turn with his energy. Danny's activating the Kai Unison. Now, what's really interesting is in IRL gameplay, you would kind of know the order of the cards you're putting in back to your life, because the Kai says take a life and then put a card from your hand back into your life. So with that in mind, you kind of can know the order of the life, and then you could basically know what cards are in your life that way. It's kind of like a Shenron leader, but like kind of not really. Like you're not allowed to like literally look at your life, but you should know what cards are in your life by the placement that you put them in previously. So I think at this point, Danny knows his entire life pool here, because he's had this card on board for like 5 turns now, or 4 turns, and he's only at 4 life. So that should be enough to show him every single card in his life. We're going to go Topo here, swing into leader. He'll ramp the Goku from the life, because basically every card in his life now is straight value for him, because he's put them there. Now that he's at 3 or less life, I do want to start pressuring the life here. He does have the way to go to the Vegito play next turn, which is kind of scary for me. I don't have a Chomp of the Trickster. Pretty scary, because he can rip 4 cards out of my hand very, very easily. He's going to negate there. I'm kind of curious what he was afraid of. Maybe I guess me dropping a Beerus. But at this point, I think Danny's just thinking, I survived this turn, I go all in next turn, and that's the game. We'll see how that plays out. And I do still have a lot of energy. I don't quite have enough cards in the drop area to drop the Smoke Dragon. And even if I did, I think Smoke Dragon's not great in this matchup because he has the Trunks counterplay, which just bounces it back to my hand. I literally waste 5 energy for nothing, which feels very, very bad. So Smoke Dragon does not feel great in this matchup, unfortunately. So he's going to charge a 7th energy. Again, like I said before, he could tap the Goku and the Vegeta for like the Trunks effect, let's say, or for any 2 energy play he wants to make. Remove a Topo, and then that's pretty much free value for his fusion. Exactly what he's going to do. He's going to bottom deck a Topo. He's going to fuse into the Vegito for free using the tapped energy. And now he'll be able to go into his 8 drop, which EX evolves for 4. So now with this in mind, I'll have to put 2 cards from my hand to the bottom of my deck. Looking pretty rough so far. Looking pretty rough. So we'll go 1 and 2. Keep in mind though, I'm still not awakened, which is actually kind of crazy. So I'm gonna possibly Topo here. Punish the leader attack. Very good. So no draw off the leader. I do have to bottom deck some cards for my life. Getting rid of that Champa might be a mistake on my part. That actually, looking back on it, feels a little foolish. I definitely should have got rid of Smoke Dragon for the reason I just talked about. Like, Smoke Dragon being very dead in this matchup because of the Trunks counterplay. And you really can't remove the Kai because my leader's not big enough to do so. So we're going to go Topo at leader. He's going to Senzu Bean and then combo 5k. We'll go another Topo swing. Actually, we're not going to go Topo swing. We're going to go leader swing. Now, my leader is much smaller than his. Discard the Great Ape Goku. And then we're going to say no combo from there. Drawing into 2 Heartfelt Plea feels pretty awkward, but we'll see what goes on. Now, my thought process here is I have to awaken, negate the skills of his Vegito, and then clear it with Beerus. And even if he has the Trunks to bounce the Beerus back to my hand, I can just replay the Beerus. So we'll see what happens as a result of this play. We're going Topo in at the leader. Luckily, my hand just kind of blew up from that awaken. We're going to go Beerus. We'll see if he has the counterplay Trunks. Even if he does, I get to replay the Beerus. It'll cost me a lot of energy, but we'll see what he opts to do with it. Yep, so he's going to let the Vegito go. And now at this point, I'm not really scared of him making another Vegito play because he's at a very low life total. So even if he ramps from his life, I mean, he's pretty close to losing the game at that point. And yeah, so he will ramp off the life here. A little unfortunate for me. He could go for another Vegito play next turn, but he has to have all the pieces. Has to have a Goku to put in his energy next turn. And he didn't have a Goku to put in his energy for quite some time, as we're looking back at the previous turn. So we'll see what his options are. We've got Beerus into leader, so his Bean isn't really saving him here. I don't think Danny's using any super combos yet this game. Kind of interesting. He'll ramp another Vegeta, so not a Goku. Looking okay for your boy so far. Looking okay. Now, actually, going into this next turn, I'm actually pretty afraid of him just hard casting an 8-drop Vegito, which he can very well do here. He could also go for like an Obuni play. There's a lot of plays he can go for here. And there is Obuni in the deck, so keep that in mind. If he does hardcast Vegeta, I do have the Chomp of the Trickster. He could then use the Trunks counterplay, which would hurt a lot, but I do have 3 energy open. So even if he wants to negate the Chomp of the Trickster, I can then negate the Vegito swing and then not die. I could also just negate the effects of the Vegito so I don't take the triple strike. I do have options because I do still have my Surge ability. So he's going to go leader swing. I'm just going to combo 5k. He's going to go unison swing. Now this is a rough spot because I have a lot of 10ks in my hand, and the 2 5ks I really don't want to combo off because I want to use them for the actual effects. So I'm going to go to 1 here. Pretty risky, but again, I do have the negate for the Vegito. Obuni could be pretty rough here though. We've got Obuni, but I do have my leader ability to go plus 10k. So there is still that as well. Obuni. He's going to look at the top card of my deck. I'm going to negate the Obuni attack. He's going to go token swing. Looks like I'm going to go plus 10k. So now if he wants to kill me, he'll have to go all in on a token. And I am playing red, so I can possibly just kill a token mid-battle. So we'll have to see if Danny wants to go for it. Tapping 2. Leader remove the Beerus, because he's also at 1 life. So looks like he's going for, like, if he wanted to go like super offensive, he could have used the leader ability to bounce my Bardock to the bottom of the deck. But it doesn't seem like that was what Danny wanted to do. So we're going to go leader into Trunks. If he has no negates, I'm going all in. I have a lot of 10Ks too, so it looks pretty good. He has the negate. Topo in at leader. He has the negate. Topo in at leader again. UI Goku. So that is only going to stop the attack if he bounces the card I'm attacking with. And he will bounce the Topo I'm attacking with. He gets the draw off that too, which is pretty solid. And now we're hard casting the Goku Ape and trying to go for game. He will negate with the Vegeta. I have more energy to play with though. Chomp the Trickster taps the UI Goku. And actually I should have dropped one of the 2 Chomp the Tricksters instead of this Goku. I wasn't really thinking about that, but I definitely should have done that first. So no negate for the Trickster. Going all in with the 10Ks and the extra 5k on the board. So that's 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 60. He has to get 65. So he's got 15, 25, 35, 40 so far. 50. 60. And looks like he can only tie. So this game literally comes down to a 5k combo. He finally sees a Zeno super combo, and that's actually pretty clutch because he gets to take a 5k back to his hand and charge a dead Unison card. So that's going to be the game. Very, very, very close. And like I said, we played several games. It went back and forth, winning and losing. So I think that set 10 does have a good rank up against some of the Surge decks. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time.